Only a drunkard would accept these terms. Tanzania President cancels killer Chinese loan worth $10 billion.
Here's a summary of the article.
Magufuli said that the terms of the Chinese loan agreement could only be accepted by a drunken man. His predecessor, Jakaya Kikwete, had signed the deal with Chinese investors to build the port on condition that they will get 30 years to guarantee on the loan and 99 years uninterrupted lease, according to local media reports. Another shocking demand made by the Chinese and accepted by Kikwete administration was that the Tanzanian government will have absolutely no power to raise concerns on whoever invests in the port during that period. Dubbed as the killer Chinese loan, several organizations and African citizens had demanded the then president to cancel the agreement. After coming to power, President Magufuli initiated the renegotiation process and pressed the investors to bring down the lease period to 33 years instead of 99 years signed by the previous government. Magufuli administration also made it clear that there will be no tax or utility exemption for the Chinese investors and they will need government approval to start new operations at the port. Beijing also got Sri Lanka's Hambantota port on the lease after the island nation failed to clear part of a massive loan.
This post received a score of 41,000, with an upvote ratio of 92%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
However, the investors didn't meet the deadline issued by the Magufuli government, hence, the agreement got cancelled. See how the game is played? Well done, President Magufuli.
I worked in Tanzania for a bit and, by African standards, the Tanzanians seem to have their shit together.
I have been studying the country pretty intensely the past few months in order to make some health and education policy recommendations next week actually, and I am pretty fascinated with the history of the country since independence. It is really unique.
They got lucky with Julius Nyerere. He wasn't perfect, but he was probably the least corrupt and most competent of the post-colonial African leaders.
Patrice Lumumba would like a word with you, well if he were still alive.
Don't forget my boy Thomas Sankara.
Am I a joke to you, Haile Selassie?
I have never been so embarrassed by history name drops. Where should I start reading up on post-colonial African leaders?
The Looting Machine is a pretty good book for the history of post-colonial Africa.
Good for him. I hope he has a plan in place to do without Chinese influence money though.
He probably won't need one. I don't see the Chinese walking away just yet, they will hit them up with a better offer down the road a ways. This is just negotiations in progress for them. Or do the US, UK trick and just support the first group that will take the cash.
Like always, meddling in the affairs of other countries and calling it freedom or liberation of the people.
I hate this world.
Go live in another one.
Calling Elon. Elon, do you read me?
Holy shit, all those ads just to deliver 3 sentences.
Well, this is a reduced version, but you're right.
China is slowly trying to buy the world.
I'd say they really picked up the pace in recent years.
China's appetite for buying its way into anything they can is just bizarre. My local Canadian school district gets $300,000 from China every year, including for an all-expenses-paid trip to China for a bunch of teachers. BC's municipal governments also get China to sponsor their annual meeting, including a big cocktail party. They've since banned foreign sponsorship, after a few mayors asked WTF was going on. I was very confused this week to read my kid's school assignment explain how Asian leaders are guiding Canada to lower its pollution.
It's not bizarre at all. It makes it a whole lot harder to exert influence on them when everyone is economically dependent.
You can think long-term when your government doesn't change every 4 years. It's nefarious at best. Brainwash the masses over generations and use our Western complacency against us. As a military member, it's upsetting watching it happen and no one's doing anything about it.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.